Yep, it's a fantastic Monday morning, and of course, you know you're always spot on at the beginning of a week. And of course, we have everything and anything you could ever want all put together on this episode of Wake Up Nigeria.
Yes, indeed. We're your friendly family breakfast show with a variety of music, lifestyle, amazing dishes, great personalities, and so much more.
Of course, there's quite a lot going on this morning, but then Monday is a nice time to motivate yourself.
Yes,
you know?
indeed. Sometimes you just don't want to do that, but you need it every
Okay, so just something to help you start your day the right way. So sometimes later becomes never. That's my Monday morning word to you. Sometimes
later becomes never.
Later becomes never.
So don't procrastinate.
Exactly.
Do whatever needs to be done today. Really, really important.
Definitely.
Now we have a fully loaded for you show for you today. So make sure that you stick around with us till the very end. My name is Yomi.
Mike Mexicanor is mine. You can stream with us live at tvcentertainment.tv. On Facebook, it's at TVC Connect.
Of course, you can send in your comments across all our social media platforms. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
That's it. Now, our app is also available for download. Apple Store, iOS Store, and Android Play. You can download that app, and with that app, you can interact with us or watch us anywhere in the world that you have internet connection.
Yeah, so straight to this morning's highlights, all the stuff that we've got for you. We have so many advances in technology.
Definitely.
But can't help but try to keep up as much as we can. I mean, you can never really keep up, if you know what I mean. But we have updates coming up.
That's the Apple Watch. I mean, you have that.
I'm trying to get one, actually. It's pretty expensive.
It is.
Almost 170,000 or something like that.
Now we have hip-hop artist Franklin Tayo Adigu, popularly known as Best Slim Ever, gives us a first musical performance for this week.
Man of my word, acting like a god, never lost a word. Imagine choosing my own life, I would be.
And pretty soon it's going to be a walk down memory lane this week in history.
Right after that, we have another musical performance from talented dancer, model, and Afrofusion artist PSY. Was it Psy? PSY.
Long I saw a music video in the village.
Yeah, quite a while.
And Boulevard Fed David is joining us this morning. He's the founder of the Focus Life family and a life community, and he's going to be joining us to complete the series on how to maintain a state of resourcefulness throughout 2020.
And then right for that, Yomi Bosude of Autocentric Garage joins us on the auto segment to show us how to change a tire. Now this one is this is what everybody needs to maybe have some idea of this.
Yeah, very true, very true. Now today on Spoken Word, we have multidisciplinary artist known as also a singer and actress, rapper, dancer, so many different things. And Miss Eva Joinsing is going to be joining us this morning.
Oh, that rose she's holding. And then finally we have Ayo Emakiome of Coinbox Limited, a management consulting firm which provides business development and support to a vast clientele of startups, of small, medium, growing, and large enterprises. And somebody's stretching there, looking like they walked through the night.
Yeah.
The trials of an entrepreneur. They need to have the passion.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
I have never appreciated life more than today. You know, there's a reason for that. There's no way you could have missed the Kobe Bryant story.
Yeah.
And yesterday night when the news broke, I thought it was like some silly prank
Like a hoax,
and all. And then there were conflicting stories. Oh, his three of his daughters were on board with him. Before it later emerged that it was just one of them, his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna. That's the one that is
the basketballer.
Basketballer as well. And it made me think of so many things. Just as before, LeBron James, superseded him considering the number of goals scored and all that,
Yeah.
shots fired and all that. And barely 18 hours later, it was no more. Like, I kept looking at his last tweet and I was like, is this how people die? And this morning, I just woke up and I said to myself, I'm not going to stress myself anymore. I'm just going to take each day as it comes, because you never know what's going to happen the next moment. You never know.
That's deep. I mean, when I saw the story itself, I mean, I remember Kobe Bryant from probably 15, 18 years ago when, you know, he was at the peak of his career. He had I remember that, you know, the first time Nike did something, you know, he had this pair of Nikes, they call it KBs. You know, those were the initials on the shoes. I mean, so many different things, so many different memories. He's helped shape a lot of careers. Yeah. And then suddenly, helicopter crash.
Yeah. His entire career, he played for the Lakers. I'm not a Lakers fan. I'm a Houston Rockets fan. But it was still not... You know, you could not mention basketball without mentioning Kobe Bryant.
That's KB, man. I mean, like, 20-year career.
Yeah.
He got the NBA award, the MVP award, like 3 times.
Yeah,
was
18 times.
Player.
Yeah, he got the All-Stars, I believe. Yeah, 18 times.
Amazing guy.
Amazing. I mean, two-time Olympic medalist. 5 titles out of the 17-time All-Star team. Great guy. He was, you know, shaped basketball, one of the people that shaped basketball growing up. I mean, the partnership with Shaquille O'Neal was always something that, you know, Kobe and Shaq was something. So best dudes then were always referred to as the Kobe and Shaq partnership. So if you guys were disastrous in anything, like, oh, that's a Kobe and Shaq partnership there. So very, very, very
I'm
shocking
actually happy that nowadays technology is trying to improve on choppers. Because, man, most of these choppers, the moment they crash, they don't crash, they smash.
Yeah, I mean, it just comes crashing down.
Yeah, like,
so once,
you know, a plane crash, I've always said is helicopter smash, because it goes to smithereens. Like,
it caught fire on the impact. And so it's, I mean, details are still emerging about what really happened.
It looked like first of all, there was serious fog. The weather wasn't, you know, at that time, depending on that kind of plane, you can navigate without seeing GPS card, you know. And he has had this helicopter for years, even while as a player. You know, so it's something he used as to commute steadily and all of that.
But, so it wasn't commercial. It wasn't commercial.
Even the Grammys, of course.
No, it was a private.
I don't know, the Grammys, of course, happen in his home, in the Lakers, the Staples Center, where the Lakers play. That's their home. So the whole Grammys was quite a lot about him. Started with him.
Alicia Keys paid tribute to him. She was hosting, so she did pay tribute to him. It was just crazy. But of course, I guess tomorrow on entertainment we'll talk about the Grammys and everything.
A little bit more about that. We have to go to the news now, and Ibrahim is on standby for us.
All right, guys, good morning. It's really a very sad one this morning, though. It's also very sad. Think of LA, you think of Kobe Bryant. And it's also very sad that his heiress also died. You know, heiress of his profession also died along with him. It's very sad. Well, welcome to the news. We begin with another attack by Boko Haram insurgents in Borno State. This time, 2 female suicide bombers attacked a mosque in Goza, killing a 12-year-old boy and injuring 13 others. The female bombers tried to force their way into the mosque during the early morning prayers before some persons in the neighborhood raised an alarm. Some residents suspect that the suicide bombers might have infiltrated the town during a wedding which held at the palace of the Emir of Goza on Saturday. Police authorities in the state say the area has been cordoned off while soldiers from 192 Battalion have been deployed there. Borno State has been the worst hit in the resurgence of Boko Haram attacks in the northeast. Health matters now. More cases and deaths from Lassa fever are being recorded, and the virus is spreading to other parts of the country. The latest being Osun, Kogi and Jigawa states after Kaduna, Ogun, Edo, Bauchi, Borno, Enugu, Ondo, Kano, Delta, Plateau and Taraba states, taking the death toll to at least 25 persons. In Kogi State, the Federal Medical Center, Lokoja, has confirmed 3 cases of Lassa fever with 1 death in the last 1 week. Head of Clinical Services, Bernard Ododo, says 5 suspected cases were reported, out of which 3 tested positive. 2 persons have been transferred to Ira Specialist Hospital in Edo, while officials are waiting the result of the other person. In Jigawa State, a doctor has been diagnosed with the virus and is now being treated at the Isolated Infectious Disease Control Unit at Jahun Hospital. Acting Permanent Secretary of the State Ministry of Health, Salisu Maazu, says 11 other persons are being closely monitored in Benin Kudu local government area. And in Osun State, a patient hospitalized in Wesley Guild Hospital, Ilesha, has tested positive and has been moved to the Federal Medical Center, Owo, for further treatment. Another person who is on admission at Obafemi Awolowo Teaching Hospital, Ile-Ife, is also suspected to be carrying the virus. Last week, the federal government and the Southwest governors agreed to set up a framework legalizing the recently launched Operation Amotekun. That was the outcome of a meeting between Vice President and the governors. They agreed that the structure of the Amotekun should also align with the community policing strategy of the federal government. It is hoped that this arrangement will put an end to the controversies that surrounded the Southwest security outfit. Discussions will now begin on arriving at a operational framework for Amotekun. Now, shortly after the declaration of results in Imo State, a tragedy occurred after an operative of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps shot the senatorial candidate of the Action Alliance in Imo North Senatorial District, Ndubuisi Emenike. The incident took place during a victory party for the APC candidate Miriam Onoha, who was announced winner of the rerun election in Okigwe North Federal Constituency. The NSCDC officer was attached to the AA senatorial candidate, escorted him to the victory party and was shooting consistently into the air when he mistakenly shot his boss. The victim fell unconscious and was rushed to the hospital where he was confirmed dead. And to China, where the number of people killed by the coronavirus has risen to 80, with almost 3,000 confirmed ill. Health authorities in Wuhan say the source of the outbreak is in lockdown and several cities have imposed travel bans. The overall number of confirmed cases in China is 2,744, while more than 300 are critically ill. Another 41 cases have been confirmed abroad, including in Thailand, the United States and Australia. There have been no deaths outside China. The coronavirus causes severe acute respiratory infection, and there is no specific cure or vaccine. 2 new makeshift hospitals have been built in Wuhan, the provincial capital, and factories are rushing to produce masks and protective clothing. Nigeria is ranked 146 out of 180 countries in the 2019 Corruption Perception Index, coming down 2 places from its previous score in 2018. The Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center, which is the arm of Transparency International in Nigeria, made this revelation at a press briefing in Abuja recently. TVC News' Kemi Balogun has more.
The Corruption Perception Index is the compilation of gathered data from a number of different sources that provides perceptions by the business community and country experts on the level of corruption within the public sector. Nigeria's fight against corruption seems far from over. According to the newly released Corruption Perception Index, Nigeria scored 26 out of 100 points in 2019, falling back 1 point from 2018. This translates in the ranking of countries to 146th out of 180 countries.
So it's a very simple answer.
The executive director of the Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center, CISLAC, Awal Musa, believes that the new results shows that there are still many unanswered questions. Mr. Musa says it is an indication that the war on corruption is still very far from being won, and calls on President Muhammadu Buhari to prioritize and support reforms in anti-corruption by forging collaborations with state and non-state actors.
And that's it on the news update for this hour. It's time to let you know what the weather will be like today.
Yeah, so today is Monday, January 27th, 2020. The month is gradually coming to an end.
Good.
And we're taking a look at the newspaper headlines.
Okay. You should start.
Okay, yeah. So let me start with the Vanguard. This morning, talking about Amotekun. Restructuring now inevitable, Bakari and Ohaneze say. And create your own operation, Amotekun now, Middle Belt Forum tells governors. And Senator Boacha advises other zones to emulate Southwest. And there's a few other riders there. And on the left here, we have the result of supplementary polls in several elections across the country. Sokoto, Kano, Akwa Ibom. And, you know, you can get those details when you read it. And 10 billion naira, Dangote Foundation empowers 34,000 women in Katsina. And up here, a few other stories. How we intend to make Eastern ports thrive, Hadiza Usman says. And 2023 presidency, it won't make sense to deny Igbo. Tanko Yakasai says. And finally, basketball legend Kobe Bryant dies in helicopter crash. That's a sad one there on the cover of the Vanguard.
All right, moving on to the Nation newspaper now. Here, Buhari, Oshibajo and I have perfect relationship. No cabal running my government. That's the president's claim. Up here, we see federal government as to roll over payroll grows. Don's fault SGF on pay. Also, Oyo to sack council chiefs will deal with troublemakers. Buhari orders airstrike on Niger bandits. Many killed in Borno. Inside Iedioha for Supreme Court, Kobe Bryant's daughter died in chopper crash. Down here, we see concerns mount over strengthening coronavirus. We can see some Chinese folks in the hospital in Wuhan. Here we've surrendered to fate, says Leah Sharibu's dad. Traders rebuild Amu Market. That's the Amu Market we saw the governor visiting. All right, so these and more stories in the Nation newspaper today.
Yeah, let's look at The Guardian with the headline, Ihedioha returns to Supreme Court, seeks review of ouster verdict. Ruling is miscarriage of justice, say lawyers, and how Apex Court failed in votes computation. Middle Belt Forum considers security outfit for region, and UPU urges South-South governors to emulate Southwest counterparts, and a few other riders there. Senate may drop mace stealing allegation against Omwagege. And despite poor services, telcos earn 2.7 trillion naira, wow, from airtime sales and probably more from data. And PDP clears Akwa Ibom, Sokoto, Bauchi rerun polls. APC, AA win Imo, Cross River reps seats. And that's what we have on the cover of The Guardian.
All right, moving on to the Nigerian Tribune newspaper now. On banditry and kidnappings, Buhari orders shelling of forest bordering Kaduna, Niger and Zamfara. WHO advises countries to prepare for detection as death toll rises to 56 in China. How Buhari administration is changing Niger Delta, that's coming from the presidency. Rerun, PDP wins Kano, Akwa Ibom, Sokoto. APC wins Imo, Kaduna. Senatorial candidate shot dead by NSCDC official in Imo State. Tension in 68 Oyo LG's LCDAs as SAC chairman threatened to take over. We won't allow breakdown of law order. That's coming from the government. A photo story here showing the Lagos State's governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and his deputy, Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, during a visit to the scene of the fire incident at Amu Timber Market in Mushin. Up here, more Lassa fever cases in Plateau, Osun, Kano, Kogi. That's scary. And how we plan to curb borrowing, that's coming from the federal government. Here we see salary stoppage threats. Get ready for industrial crisis, as Sue tells a federal government. Imo Gilbert judgment, Iedioha returns to Supreme Court. And finally, the sad one, Kobe Bryant. 4 others die in chopper crash. All of these stories and more in Nigerian Tribune newspaper today.
Yeah, let's take a look at this day with the headline, Despite Supreme Court judgment, Oyo, 12 others run local governments with caretakers. SANS divided on enforcement of Apex Court's verdict, and Buhari orders deployment of fighter jets in Niger. Up here, Nigeria could save $5 billion from fuel, forex, electricity subsidies. And this is hearty news. No Nigerian infected with coronavirus, says the federal government. And that's what we have on the cover of this day.
I believe that's about all we can take.
Yeah.
We need to take a break right about now.
We'll be back with traffic shortly.
That's right. Thank you for staying tuned. It is time for Lagos traffic updates on Wake Up Nigeria. We're going to be giving you tips on the best routes for you this morning, just so you can get to your destination faster. Now, as always, we encourage that you help other road users by dropping relevant traffic situation reports on all our social media pages. And remember to use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC while doing so. We'll start off this morning taking it from Motorway Center. That's for toll gate bus stop, depending on what you know the bus stop to be, all the way to Obalende under bridge. My goodness, the traffic, as they say, Itairapa. I'll tell you how it goes. So coming from motorways, it does seem, really free-flowing, nothing to worry about. But then you will realize that you would encounter pockets of traffic here and there until you get, you're approaching the Ogudu axis. Yeah, that's where the gridlock starts. But the gridlock is only for a few minutes, okay? So you won't do so badly there. However, another area to look out for is when you're approaching Bagada. So there is a traffic there. The gridlock there is also massive. And the traffic might ease as you get to Orunshoki, but it's only light traffic. It's not going to stop like free-flowing, no free-flowing traffic. So at the point you want to get on the 3rd mainland bridge, brethren, that's where the traffic starts today. And that traffic is going to take you all the way to Obalende. So let me tell you how it's going to go. From motorways to Obalende on that bridge this morning, it will take you 1 hour, 30 minutes. But from the point the bridge starts until you get to Obalende, it will take you about 1 hour, 1 minute. So just prepare your mind for plenty of traffic this Monday morning, especially if you're going en route the 3rd mainland bridge. I'm pretty sure you guys have tweets for me. What's up?
Yeah, just a few. I've got a few people just complaining. You know how people just complain sometimes on Twitter, especially once you get into traffic. Someone is complaining that they wake up at 8 a.m. in Abuja. Just imagine that. He's in traffic at 5:40. I mean, yeah. So someone says there seems to be an issue near Ijaye bus stop on Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway this morning. Yeah, and it looks like a truck is about to fall. So it's stuck and...
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's tilted in a funny way. Yeah, and and that tweet went out twice this morning.
The second hand we spoke about it.
Yeah, so I think it's stuck and it's turned in a precarious angle, if you know what I mean.
There's a segment of the road that happens quite a lot, and I think the cry is that something has to happen. It's become too it's become too current that it happens at that spot. Trailers.
Yeah, so I think there's probably like a crater there in the middle of the road. And also area B around Apapa is blocked. SOS, now this one is going out to everybody. They're like, look, area B is blocked, we can't come out. Nobody knows what's happening in that area. I'm not sure what area B is though in Apapa, but that, someone put that out there that is blocked this morning. So be careful in that area. And if you have alternative routes to get out of that area, trying to get to work, please use them. So that's what I have here.
All right, thank you so much, Yomi. All right, I'm going to take it further back instead of the Ilepo axis. I'm going to take it from Abule Egba bus stop all the way to Mushin bus stop this morning. As it is, it's free-flowing from the Ekoro end of Abule Egba, and it goes like that until you get to Iyanokpaja. I am stunned as well. So it turns out that all the way from Abule Egba till you're approaching Iyanokpaja is free-flowing through Ilepo, through Pleasure, Omo. What a good time to be alive, especially if you're applying that access this morning. But as you're approaching Iyanokpaja Bridge, light traffic. And then when you're at the bridge itself, under the bridge, you'd experience a bit of gridlock. But then it's a bit of gridlock, as I said. After which is free-flowing. Ha, kilo shele. Is it that people are boycotting that route? And then as you're approaching Dokpemu axis, pockets of light traffic. In fact, Dokpemu on that bridge, there is light traffic there. But here's the bad news. When you're approaching Cement, the traffic starts, light traffic, right? Now, between Cement and Idimanguru, that's where the gridlock begins. It's horrible. I mean, really horrible. Because that gridlock is going to start from just after Cement bus stop, all the way through Ikeja along, all the way through National bus stop. In fact, you would have to get close to the bridge, you know, before you get to that intersection. For those going to the airport, that is where the traffic suddenly stops. It is that bad. And afterwards, it's free-flowing. Another red area to look out for is the Oshodi Bridge. There's gridlock there, after which, again, it's free-flowing. Mostly free-flowing, really, until you get to Mushin bus stop. So the traffic isn't so bad this morning for those who have in mind. But for those who don't like traffic, it is horrible. Get out now. The earlier, the better. Okay, I'll be joining the guys in the kitchen right now. Yeah. I'm sure we have plenty to talk about.
Lots of stuff to talk about. Lots of things happened over the weekend. Quite heavy Twitter engagements.
Yes, so just
Angelique Kidjo.
That's just one thing. Let me just talk it in passing. I said, you think you thought Bola Boy will win the thing. You think his head is?
Who said that?
Like,
oh,
how people so savage? Say you thought Bola Boy will win. You think this is head is?
You know when I was a writer at This Day.
Yeah.
And this was many years ago. I wrote a piece on Angelique Kidjo. Yeah. And this was probably 2003 or 2004. And back then she was already a legend.
Yeah.
So you can imagine what we're talking about. She's probably in her 60s now. Yeah. So you can imagine what we're talking about now that so it's not a surprise that she would get the Grammy, even though sometimes Grammys usually just go to the person who's most popular and not necessarily the person with the best music. So popularity, reception, and how you performed on Billboard and all of that. So it probably could have gone either way, and even those other two nominees as well could have gone. Yeah.
I was actually, interestingly, I was having a conversation yesterday, and I remember we were analyzing the old Grammys thing, the category Burna Boy was in, and the point is the other people involved, that we Nigerians looked at as who are these people? They cannot beat Burna Boy. Those guys are very popular in several countries.
In Europe.
In Europe especially. So in a situation where Burna is popular in some African countries, it's also important to cut across several continents, cut across several countries. It's not enough to be famous in a country or on a continent.
That's why it's important to research certain people. So you hear a name.
And you're like, please.
In fact, try this. Google 2019 best albums, right? Yeah. You'll be surprised that out of probably 25 albums, you probably know just 3 or 4. Yeah. Most of the others, you'll be like, who's this guy?
Who's this? Yeah.
But when you check the number of album sales, you discover that this guy sold albums in the millions, and you never heard of them throughout the entire year.
There was something I also mentioned, the fact that imagine if someone is popular in China. You don't have problem.
1.3 billion.
1.3 billion. You just need 100 million of them to buy your album.
Yeah. So the reactions, one guy, a lady says, some of you are shouting, Bona will win. The same way you're shouting, I'll be a millionaire. You don't do anything about it. So it's just back and forth. I'll be a lighthearted, but like you said, she's a legend. And it was not just about her being a legend. This is her 10th nomination. She has been consistent. Yeah. It's not just about being a legend. Someone said if it was about being a legend, then Fela would have won for the times when he was
exactly.
nominated. This is her 10th nomination.
She's won thrice.
Exactly.
So this is a
she has
plot
been,
win.
she has been, Angelique Kidjo has been consistent. You understand? Burna Boy is the young guy, 28. There's still more time.
There's time.
Put
there's
out
time.
more music.
I mean,
and,
I think even
you get there.
Femi Kuti has gotten 2 or 3 nominations.
Yeah.
Nominations also. So
Interestingly,
just, you
Seun
get
Kuti
there.
was the nominee from last year.
Yeah.
So he was also nominated for a World Music Album category last year, but of course he lost to the Soweto Gospel Choir. And then this year, interestingly, Seun Kuti is the only Nigerian artist who is going to be performing at Coachella.
Coachella, yeah.
And I'm shocked that nobody really talks about Seun Kuti like that. Like, he seems to be a very private person.
And also, one of the things that you would also find is that Seun Kuti is popular in Europe.
Yes, very popular, because he's seen as a representation of Fela. Because he also plays Fela's
so he has all
music
these,
consistently.
so he has all these strange countries where countries that you've never heard of. He's performing in Norway. You're like, I don't
Why is he performing in Norway?
There has been a discussion about who is Fela's heir.
Yeah.
When it comes to Burna Boy, Whiskey, and all, they say Burna Boy, Whiskey took the kids part or the ladies part.
No,
Burna Boy took the smoking part. You see, it's all. There's something about him. He used his music for social consciousness to do his best to right the wrongs of the society, not just about, okay, I can sing, but then that's where Seun Kuti is really not just the heir by blood, but an heir when it comes to, you hear him talk, you hear the kind of things he says. His activism, you hear him talk about things, he goes out, look, this and this is what we don't see. I'm not saying that those other people have to do it. They are doing enough as they are. But what I'm saying is that his heir apparent, not just by blood, but also by what his music is doing.
Yes, and he also inherited the Egypt 80 band.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, so that's actually another plus for him. So he's not only putting food on the table of those elderly folks, he's also trying to keep his
some of
dad's
those guys are
music
quite
alive
elderly.
originally.
Some are in their 70s.
Are you telling me?
Some of the
And
drummers
they still play.
and those guys.
Burna Boy's mom used to dance with them now. You don't see that picture? Mama used to give them. Mama used to give them Shakiti Momo.
You know that the Egypt 80 band, you can just, some of those guys, they're so in sync, having played together for probably 40 years.
Yeah.
That you can just watch them play for an hour.
Yeah.
Without voice.
Without vocals, yes.
No vocals, just, amazing.
They're really in sync with one another. They've been playing together for so many years, so that's not surprising. Yeah. Well, big ups to everyone involved.
Yeah,
big ups
very,
to everyone
very
involved.
Nice. So anyway, so tributes are pouring in.
Kobe.
Continuously, even up until this morning, tributes are still coming in. Former President Barack Obama said something about him.
Shaquille O'Neal did.
Magic Johnson.
Chris Jenner.
Magic Johnson talked about him as well. Kim Kardashian, a bunch of other people are just, of course, they're laying wreaths and flowers at his graveside. Amazing. I was looking at the stats from his Wikipedia page. The stats alone are staggering.
The guy is...
It's amazing.
It's just sad because this is somebody that worked hard for so many years. He's retired now. He's supposed to be enjoying the fruits of his labor, as they say. And just look what happened. And he has a 1-year-old.
Yeah,
his youngest child. She's not even up to 1 because June.
8 months. Yeah.
So his first child. Okay, so he has a 1-year-old. He has a 5-year-old, I believe. He has a 9-year-old. He has a 13-year-old. He has 4 daughters.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
so
that's Kobe Bryant
that's
on the
Kobe
pitch.
right there,
Yeah.
Man. That's the man.
On the court, rather. Yeah, football sometimes gets in my head.
Kobe, man.
Kobe, the man, I tell you.
You know, I think we should do a special on him.
He was a showman.
Yeah.
It was not just about the game. He could, he was showmanship was there. He had hair. He had action. He had action. And nobody, and forget, some people are trying to train and like, oh, we put the Kobe know you. Ogbeni, he affected our lives.
So
if you don't know anything, just shut up. Don't be talking anyhow.
Calm down. We'll take this break. We'll be back shortly.
Big up to Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
It's Monday morning and it's time for us to take a look at some tech updates, some latest news happening in the tech world. Well, the first one is Wikipedia, a big one for them as it surpassed a notable milestone last week. Now, the English version of the world's largest online encyclopedia now has more than 6 million articles. The feat, which comes roughly 19 years after the website was founded, is a testament of what humans can do together, said Ryan Merkley, Chief of Staff at Wikimedia, the non-profit organization that operates the omnipresent online encyclopedia. The 6 millionth article is about Maria Elise Turner Lauder, a 19th century Canadian school teacher, travel writer, and fiction writer. The article was written by Rosie Stevenson Goodnight, of a longtime editor of Wikipedia. Now, Wikipedia is available in dozens of languages, but its English language version has the most number of articles. Now, following the English edition, which hit 5 million articles in late 2015, the German version with about 2.3 million articles, the French version, which has about 2.1 million articles. And moving on from that, Twitter is pouring a little more fuel on the messaging fire. Now, it has added a heart plus button to its direct messaging interface, which lets users shortcut to a pop-up menu of 7 emoji reactions so that they can quickly express how they're feeling about a missive. Now, emoji reactions can be added to text or media messages either via the heart plus button or by double tapping on the missive to bring up the reaction menu. The social network teased the incoming tweak a few days earlier in a knowing tweet about sliding into DMs that actually revealed the full lineup of reaction emojis, which in text form can be described as crying, LOL, shocked, surprised, actually sad, heart flame, thumb up, and thumb down. So instead of a smiley face Twitter, users are being nudged towards an on-brand message Twitter heart in keeping with its long-standing peak for a pleasure symbol. The flame is perhaps slightly surprising for a company that has publicly professed to wanting to improve the conversational health of its platform. So that definitely means that you can slide into someone's Twitter DM via using an emoji or different, not just a smiley, but different versions of an emoji, the fire and all of that. Okay, moving on from that, this is for fitness buffs. Wrist-worn fitness trackers tend to do a fine job when exercising outdoors for those glued to gym equipment. However, things get trickier. GPS can't really do its job detecting distances, and machines like the elliptic tend to be even trickier. Now, recent generations of the Apple Watch and watchOS have worked to bridge that gap with more sophisticated workout detection and the addition of gym kits in 2017. Now, with the latter, Apple started working with equipment manufacturers to ditch the 30-pin iPod machines for newer models that worked with Apple's detection. Last week, of course, the company took a step forward by partnering with gyms themselves. The new Apple Watch Connected program will launch with 4 partners. It's a pretty diverse quartet ranging from old school to boutique, including Orange Theory, Basecamp, YMCA, and Crunch Fitness. Like Gym Kit before it, there's a pretty good chance it will take a while to make it to your neighborhood workout facility unless you live in a handful of metro areas, including Manhattan and the Twin Cities. Now, just what happens is that monitoring of your progress when it comes to working out is made much more easier via the Apple Watch and its corresponding softwares and programs. So that means that you can't cheat it. You can, it's going to be much harder to cheat, and you can exactly know what you've done, maybe what you've lost, and all across the day, month, year, or whatever you choose to put your time frame that you want it to check out. That's all on tech for this morning. We have a first performance of the day coming right up.
I love it. It's Monday, and of course, you know, we just want to wake you up a little bit today. And our hip-hop artist, Franklin Tayo Adigu, popularly known as Best Slim, Best Slim ever. How you doing, man? He's joining us this morning. And he ventured into music as a hip-hop rapper while working with U.S. record label, Rap Records. And of course, he has featured several artists across the globe, from India, the USA, and South Africa, and many more. This morning, he's going to be doing a special song for us. So how's it going? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm
so
fine.
This is your 10th year in music, and you've been doing rap all along.
Yeah, with God's grace.
God's grace. So how's it been 10 years? 10 years in the business?
it's been rough, it's been tough, but thank God.
Yeah, keep moving forward.
Yeah.
That's it. So now, you represent. I mean, different people represent different towns.
Yeah.
Your background is Oshodi, and
Yes.
so you have a very strong influence in Lagos in your rap. So talk to us about your music.
Yeah, my music is strictly hip hop because I noticed that a couple of Nigerians like I'm doing hip hop, but at the end when you listen to the album,
It's not core hip hop.
all you hear is Afro hip hop.
Yeah.
So that's when I'm like coming up with the real hip hop.
That's true.
Though it's been challenging, like people are like, now you be Tupac.
No, but it's good. So once in a while, people want to be reminded of that traditional, strong hip hop flavor because that's what some people are fans of.
Because that was the root of all we are listening there. Every artist, they will keep on saying, I'm a hip hop artist because that's where the inspiration comes from. But at the end, when they want to produce, they produce Afro hip hop, they produce dancehall. So they're like giving it.
They just want to give the people what they want, I think. But so this song that you're doing for us today, called GMG. What does it mean?
Yeah, it's titled MGM.
Oh, MGM. Yeah.
Yeah, it means mind Gucci money.
I love it. Mind Gucci money.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to be, man. Mind Gucci money on a Monday. That's the kind of thing that people should be looking out for. Make sure that you make that money, get that Gucci, and keep your mind on the road. That's real. That's real, man. I love it. So you're going to be doing that song for us right now.
Sure.
All right. So let's do it.
Yeah. I'm a man of my word, acting like a god, never lost a word. Imagine choosing my own life. I wouldn't be aired down, frowning like I missed my flight. Damn, I wanna be a king, I wanna be a hero. Losers running man, calling me zero.
Second hour of the show on Wake Up Nigeria. If you're just tuning in, I just want to say something to you this morning. MGM. Mind Gucci and money, man.
That song has caught on with the number of people here, right? Mind Gucci money.
Mind Gucci money. Yeah.
All right, of course, the first hour was absolutely amazing. And if you enjoyed that, of course, I would need you and others who just joined in to stay on for the next hour and 45 minutes. I am Mike Mexicano.
And I'm Yomi Okwe. Remember, we're streaming live right now. You can find us on tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Send in your comments and use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC to interact with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Yeah. Of course, you can also download our mobile app. You can find it on any app store. Just search for TVC Connect, download, and you can watch us live anywhere you are.
And of course, you know how it is. We have a chef in the house. Mary is with her chef Isioma is here to do something quite interesting. I'm seeing garden eggs. Oh.
Once you had me at garden egg. So whatever it is that you're making, it's good for me.
Yeah,
already.
she's making garden egg sauce, and we can look forward to that for real. Chef Isioma, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Great to have you on the show.
Chef Isioma, what are we having with the garden egg sauce? I hope, is it just a sauce?
You
like
go
that?
and buy rice.
Boiled plantain.
Oh, ball plantain.
Boiled plantain.
You're being very generous, Mike.
Ball plantain.
It's healthy eating this morning.
Healthy eating. As long as it's food, Mike, you're always ready.
All right, we'll take a stroll down memory lane this week in history. We'll bring out things that happened, the most notable things to you.
Right after that, we have the second musical performance this morning from talented dancer, model, and Afrofusion artist, Sai.
Boluwatife David, the founder of the Focused Life community, joins us on motivation to complete the series, How to Maintain a State of Resourcefulness Throughout 2020.
And Yomi Bosude of Auto Centric Garage joins us this morning, the auto segment, to show us how to change a tire. As simple as it sounds, there's a lot of people who get stuck on the road because of this.
And then on spoken word, we have a multidisciplinary artist. She's a singer, actress, rapper, dancer, a captivating spoken word artist. I hope she would dance and rap and sing all of that for us today. Miss Eva Johnson. Can't wait for that one.
Yeah.
Can't just be multi and just give us only one.
And finally on the show today, we have Ayo Emakiome of Coinbox, a managing consulting firm which provides business development and support to a vast clientele of SMEs in Nigeria.
Yomi, earlier you were saying changing tires very easy.
No, I said it sounds easy, but there are many people who get stuck on the road without realizing how to change the tire, especially if you haven't done it in a while. You know, there was a time when, I mean, I've always known how to change the tires since I was pretty young, but I was stuck somewhere, I can't remember where, and I was with two guys, and we couldn't
just screw, the bolt,
turn the screw because it's been on the car for probably 1 year.
Yeah,
so
true.
it was really
so
tough.
It
took us a while.
That was when you realized that it's not easy.
Yeah.
No, it's actually, the process is easy. But like you said, because you don't do it so often, the screws are fixed. In fact, there are sometimes when I've seen where people had to even get a welder or something to try to get a screw out.
Get the screw out. Sometimes you just bring out your jack, you discover it's not working.
It's not working again.
Like you don't realize that, oh wow, I should have done this. I should
have done that.
Those little things.
And those are the kind of things you call adventures. When you go to look for a vulcanizer and you more or less cut off your neck.
It's not an adventure in the middle of the night.
Talking about adventures, today is National Geographic Day. And I find it interesting that there's actually a day celebrating National Geographic. The things we've discovered, especially about animals we don't even take seriously and all, it's amazing, really. It's amazing. A lot of work has gone into it.
True, and even recently we heard this thing with animals dying in the forests in Australia because of the fires. And they're saying some animals could have even gone extinct. Because of the volume of the fires. And
volume of the fire and all of that. Quite very sad. We saw people even, you see animals, koalas and all of that, getting water from hikers, or fire service and all of that. It felt so...
I think we're blessed in Nigeria.
We are. We just don't even value it. But this Harmattan season, fire
no earthquakes, natural disasters, as in we just chill. We're just cool.
We are our own. Let me not say
I'm telling you, yes, we are. They just, Africa as a whole, God just did a joro for us. When it comes to nature and all that, we're the most blessed. But like she said, we are on at the natural disasters. I
did not say it's finished. I started and then I stopped at natural.
I said it.
So you can finish it.
I said it.
I'm talking about
Africans themselves. They are the natural disasters to themselves.
I always ask people this question, right, before we go to the news. Should the British have handed over to Nigerians? Were we ready in 1960? Or do you think our country would be
were
better?
ready, and we are even ready for the news right now.
Were we ready?
Ibrahim is on standby.
Whether we were ready or not, they cannot take it back again. It's already given to us. There is another attack by Boko Haram insurgents in Borno State. This time, 2 female suicide bombers attacked a mosque in Goza, killing a 12-year-old boy and injuring 13 others. The female bombers tried to force their way into the mosque during the early morning prayers before some persons in the neighborhood raised the alarm. Some residents suspect that the suicide bombers might have infiltrated the town during a wedding which held at the palace of the Emir of Goza on Saturday. Police authorities in the state say the area has been cordoned off while soldiers from 192 Battalion have been deployed there. Borno State has been the worst hit in the resurgence of Boko Haram attacks in the northeast. More cases and deaths from Lassa fever are being recorded, and the virus is spreading to other parts of the country. The latest being Osun, Kogi and Jigawa states, and after Kaduna, Ogun, Edo, Bauchi, Borno, Enugu, Ondo, Kano, Delta, Plateau and Taraba State, taking the death toll to at least 25 persons. In Kogi State, the Federal Medical Center, Lokoja, has confirmed 3 cases of Lassa fever with 1 death in the last 1 week. Head of the Clinical Services, Bernard Ododo, says 5 suspected cases were reported, out of which 3 tested positive. 2 persons have been transferred to Irua Specialist Hospital in Edo, while officials are awaiting the result of the other person. In Jigawa State, a doctor has been diagnosed with the virus and is now being treated at the Isolated Infectious Disease Control Unit at Jahun Hospital. Acting Permanent Secretary of the State Ministry of Health, Salisu Mahazu, says 11 other persons are being closely monitored in Benin-Kudu local government area. And in Osun State, a patient hospitalized in Wesley Guild Hospital, Ilesha, has tested positive and has been moved to the Federal Medical Center Owo for further treatment. Another person who is on admission at Obafemi Awolowo Teaching Hospital, Ile-Ife, is also suspected to be carrying the virus. Shortly after the declaration of the results in Imo State, a tragedy occurred after an operative of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps shot the senatorial candidate of the Action Alliance in the Imo North Senatorial District, Ndubuisi Emenike. The incident took place during a victory party for the APC candidate, Miriam Monoha, who was announced winner of the rerun election in Okigwe North Federal Constituency. The NSCDC officer who was attached to the AA senatorial candidate escorted him to the victory party and was shooting consistently into the air when he mistakenly shot his boss. The victim fell unconscious and was rushed to the hospital where he was confirmed dead. The number of people killed by the coronavirus in China has risen to 80, with almost 3,000 confirmed ill. Wuhan in Hubei, which is the source of the outbreak, is in lockdown, and several cities have imposed travel bans. The overall number of confirmed cases in China is 2,744, while more than 300 are critically ill. Another 41 cases have been confirmed abroad, including Thailand, the United States, and Australia. There have been no deaths outside China. The coronavirus causes severe acute respiratory infection, and there is no specific cure or vaccine. 2 new makeshift hospitals are being built in Wuhan, and factories are rushing to produce masks and protective clothing. That's the news update for this hour. Stay tuned.
Wow.
Smoked Titus fish.
Chef Isioma is already in the spirit. You know how it is. Hello, Chef Isioma. How are you doing?
Hi, Mike.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, what are we preparing this morning?
We're making garden egg sauce and boiled plantain.
Okay, garden egg sauce and boiled plantain.
Yeah.
I love that the plantains are half, in between ripe and all of that.
Yes.
Very cool. So, let's talk about what we're working with here. Let's talk about our ingredients. What do we have here?
So this is plantain,
Okay.
garden egg, palm oil, tomato, pepper, and onion.
Tomato, so it's already been prepared.
Yes.
You grinded that
Yes,
and all of that.
yes,
Okay,
already
cool.
grinded that, yes.
Okay.
Blended crayfish, dried prawns, smoked panla,
Hey,
smoked Titus fish.
I love the way that's the what do you call it?
Panla.
I like it. And okay, but this kind of garden eggs, because I know, is there a specific, is it cooler to maybe use this type instead of the very green ones and all that? Is there any reason why you chose this type?
I prefer this one because this is less bitter than the green one.
Okay, yes. Okay, that is quite true. So, it has that bitter feeling
yes.
all that, but garden egg sauce is something that's is very nice. And then, of course, we have palm oil there.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get started. What's the first thing that we do?
Boil our plantain and boil our garden egg.
Garden egg. Okay,
yes.
so let's get to that. Let's get to that. Okay, so the garden eggs, we boil them full.
Yes.
We don't even cut them up.
No.
I would have thought that we'll cut them up. Okay,
we boil
let's
it
see.
full and then remove the skin.
The skin. Eh?
Yes.
Let me watch that. That's let me watch how that happens. Okay. How long should it boil for?
Between 7 minutes to 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so I just cover it now and then.
All right. So, and then, okay, we have to get something else for the plantain. But yeah, okay, let's take a look at the menu. We have salt, we have pomo, we have pepper, we have palm oil, we have crayfish, tomatoes, smoked fish, garden eggs, dried prawns, seasoning cubes, and You see, that's how we ball. Okay, so this is while this is getting boiled. You said for about 7 minutes,
Yeah,
right?
7 to 10 minutes.
Okay, 7 to 10 minutes. Okay, this is right. Okay, cool. So we're going to get this. We're going to get the plantain. But the next time we get back, you get to see how we'll put our sauce together. I can't wait to see how this one goes. We'll just take this short break now. We'll be right back. Yeah, she's, like you heard, a talented dancer, model, and Afrofusion artist, Morenike Giokbayemi Ogunlowo, known as Sai. She's a singer. She has energy and she uses her creativity well in her music. Now, in 2015, she released her first single, Badder Man. 2015, right?
Yes, 2015.
So you've been, that was professionally, so you've been in music now for like 5 years now?
Professionally, 5 years, but while I started 2014. So that's like 6 years.
Okay. So prior to then, how was it growing up for you musically? How did you gain your musical roots?
You see, I feel for me, music is kind of natural. I kind of walked into the world of music. And so far, so good. I think I like the experience. Yeah. A bit stressful when it comes to that part of being an upcoming artist and you want to reach out to a lot of people.
Okay.
And, you know, you don't have support from anybody. You have to do it all by yourself.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of balls,
It's
actually.
not easy.
It's not.
It's not. Are you signed to any label or something?
No.
It's not
I'm
easy
by
having
myself.
to push it by yourself and all of that. But so far, in the last 5 years, how would you say you've been able to manage it?
Well, with the help of good people around me, honestly, I've been favored with people.
Wonderful, wonderful. You
And
have a
big
good
shout
team
out to
around you.
everyone. Yeah, a great
That's
team.
nice. Putting the team together. And that has, okay, so your style of music, how do you describe your style of music?
I would say it's Afrofusion.
Okay.
Yeah. Most of the time, I don't want to agree that what I do is really Afrofusion because I want to believe I'm versatile.
Okay.
I can rap, I can sing, I can do reggae. I started as a reggae artist,
Okay.
actually.
Maybe that's what that explains the logs.
Oh, yeah, actually.
Okay. All right, cool. So what are we performing to this morning?
We're performing to Labule.
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 What does that mean?
Labule is a village. It's love in the village.
Okay,
Yeah.
village kind of love.
Yes.
I like that. Even though this your boots are lovely, I must say. By the way, I love them. All right, so
you.
let's feel some village love, right? Take it away.
All right.
Certified psychotherapist and life coach Tunji Babajide has over 10 years practical experience in coaching and therapy to upwardly mobile professionals in different sectors of the economy and in Nigeria and abroad. He is an expert on our Monday Motivation this morning. And this morning we're going to be talking about something slightly different, maintaining a source of a state of resourcefulness throughout the year 2020. Now, this is really, really important, especially at the beginning of the year like this. Sometimes you just feel like things are not working. Things are working, but they're not working as fast as they should be. You just feel, I think should be better than that. I should be better than this and all of that. And sometimes you're saying that it boils down to resourcefulness. So let's start from the beginning.
Okay, so the first thing is to, let's define what resourcefulness is. So resourcefulness is the ability to use existing resources to look at the options of how to make them achieve your goals, your daily goals, your monthly goals, your weekly goals.
So looking at the existing resources, what do I have now?
So it depends on the context that we're looking at. So we're looking at the workplace. So maybe for your organization, they've given you a laptop. It might not be the best. They might be giving you an office. They might have given you a role. Now it's left to you to sit down and ask yourself, what do I have to achieve my goal? How do I sit down to harness the resources that I have? How flexible am I with the options that I've been able to look into? How adaptable am I? How much? Because you see, there's no one that is not resourceful resourceful. It's just that several people are not in a resourceful state. And to be in a resourceful state, you must first even set a goal and commit to not just achieving your goals, but ensuring that you want to grow. A lot of people, they're setting New Year goals. Oh, it's a new year. We want to set the goals for the decade. But the reality is, yes, the goals can come and go. But a lot of people don't set the goals out to now grow, because it's your growth that will determine your state of resourcefulness. Because a lot of people don't even have the clarity. They don't even know why. Because I would like to say to people, it's not what you don't have that's the problem. It's what you have and you don't know how to use.
So Tuji, I mean, it's so I like all the things that you're saying. So but sometimes people can get lost in a lot of the words. We're talking about resourcefulness and the fact that you were saying just now that using what you have. And in different organizations, people feel like maybe management doesn't understand them or doesn't understand the problem that I'm going through in my department. If they just gave me this, or if I had an official car, or if I had a faster laptop, like you said, I would be more resourceful. You just said if I had a driver and I could sit in the back and do some work, maybe send out some emails while the car is moving. And sometimes those things can actually be constraints to productivity and a number of other things. How do I get my points across to people that matter who can change that state for me? Okay, so the most important thing is for you to first sit down and ask yourself, okay, so what do I have? If this is what they have given to me to work with, how do I optimize it? And you say, you might have all of the tools, but if you are not in a resourceful state, it will be more difficult for you to achieve all that you're intended to achieve. So it starts with your internal conversation. So what conversations are you having with yourself? How much of value have you placed on yourself? It's the value you place on yourself that will determine the value you bring on the table. So there are people who feel, oh, there's a rock right ahead of me, or there's a mountain right ahead of me. And some people have looked at, oh yeah, there's a mountain ahead of me, but I could surmount them, I could cross over them, I could bypass them. So it's all dependent on how you see yourself. It boils back to a whole lot of things, part of which is self-esteem. Because you can have a lot of resources, but if you don't put value on yourself, if you don't even know what the values that you need for your job description or for your goals to be attained, you'll realize that you'll just be dancing around the same mountain and not be able to achieve the goals. So self-esteem, is that one of the first things that I'm thinking about if I'm maintaining
resourcefulness for the year?
A state of resourcefulness?
Yes, because you need to believe that you need to believe that you are valuable before you can add value to yourself. You need to see the clarity of self-development. You need to know that, yes, this is the goal ahead of me. Because, okay, let me take you back a bit. So for us to be able to look into the year and say, how do I become resourceful? You need to first set the goals. A lot of people don't even know that there's a goal that has to drive me every morning, that has to make me wake up to say, hey, there's a task ahead of me. What resources do I need to juggle with to become resourceful? And the three things that has to be in perspective. Whatever you have, you must be flexible with them. You must be adaptable. And you must be willing to learn, relearn, and unlearn. Resourcefulness is not just about learning. The 21st century, the new millennium, the new decade has ushered into us some disruptions. There are certain things that worked in the other decade that won't actually work for too long. So resourcefulness also requires for you to learn, for you to relearn, for you to unlearn certain things that you've been doing before. Then also is important for you to find people who commit to that self-development, that growth, so that you can find inspiration, so your iron can be sharpened by another iron, and ultimately you can go back to work. But if you hang around people who don't just pay lip service to self-development, pay lip service to goals, pay lip service to growth, you realize that you will not be able to attain that, because the energy, because emotions are contagious. So if you hang around people like that, you get to work and you're like, man, why am I so drowsy this morning? So there's a whole lot that comes on the table.
I want to talk about people who have attained a certain age. So I'm in a certain kind of profession, but I'm advancing in age, and so a lot of my skills are becoming outdated. So maybe I was trained in the 80s or even in the 70s, and now everything has changed. It doesn't seem like I'm keeping pace. the state of the mind, the state of resourcefulness in that kind of space. What would you say to someone in their 50s or in their 60s who still have to work to make ends meet and all of that, and still maintain a state of resourcefulness?
So it boils back to the three things I said. So if you're at that state, it's time for you to unlearn certain things you were taught in the 80s. I say to many organizations that I'm privileged to facilitate with, I say, well, if you're going to do well in anything, you must commit to continuous improvement. Continuous improvement means that there's certain things I was doing prior to this time. Then I had to look, introspect, and ask, is it still viable? Is it still useful? Then I'll ask questions. I mean, we're blessed with the internet. We're blessed with resourceful people. So it becomes a very paramount and a front burner issue to ask yourself, hey, will I be relevant with the things that I'm still doing now, or will I be out of place? I mean, someone in the 80s or someone in the 70s probably will be in their mid-40s or early 40s. With the technological advancement, with the innovation that we have now, you've got to upgrade your skill. You've got to scale up your skill.
How about people that are scared of technology?
Well, they'll be out of place in no time, because, I mean, I was mentioning a particular organization, they call themselves Research in Motion. A lot of us who were a lot younger then, we used to brag about BlackBerry. We used to say, oh, BlackBerry was the phone. If you had a BlackBerry, you could easily wink at a chick and say, hey, how you doing? And they'll come in your direction. But, you know, their name is Research in Motion. But, you know, they got comfortable with the figures. So I used to say that they moved from Research in Motion to Rest in Peace, RIM to RIP. So anyone who is not willing to question what they're doing, to now commit to the new things they need to do in an unstoppable way, will just move from whatever name it is to resting in peace. They will not be relevant. The 21st century, the workplace, the energy for the next level is dependent on your ability to introspect, ability to have continuous improvement, ability to commit your energy to the goals that is needful for you to attain the goals, the things that you want to achieve.
All right, so as we're rounding off now, I mean, there's someone watching now who's saying to themselves, look, state of resourcefulness, I need to make some progress in this year, 2020. Let's not even talk about the decade, because it just feels very, very large. What's that one thing that you would say to them to start doing from today?
Okay, so the one thing I'll say to them is to first sit down, assess your state of resourcefulness, and find what you need to relearn, maybe you had forgotten, find what you need to unlearn that is obsolete, and find what you need to learn so that you can charge after your goals in an unstoppable manner.
We're going to be tackling those KPIs for the rest of this year and making sure that you know, you get more resources and using what you have to get what you need to get where you need to go. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure being here
this morning. We're heading over to the kitchen now, where some resources are being put to work. Hey guys.
2020. So by the way, I said February is when my own 2020 started. All of you thought this January has been two bass, right? But myself and Chef Sioma here were peeling the garden egg. Okay, so this is how it's done, right? You said the heat has made it possible for the outers while it's still hot, because if it cools down, it's harder. Because this is still hot, but because it's cooler than how it was before, it's a little bit harder, right? So, but while we do this, we are also grinding it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, good. And then the plantain is also boiling, if you can see that here. Plantain is almost done, Abi.
Yes.
So this one is not a problem now. People know how to boil plantain. Love the way this thing is. Just seems like you know what you're doing when I hit this. So yeah, that's it. So, but we have to get all of this grounded first, because the base is this garden egg, right?
Yes.
So we will probably have to come back and show you a few things later on, but we're going, it's harder for me now. How are you doing it?
Well, I'm used to it.
Okay, used to it, right? What if you do it with the outer? What happens?
It will make it more bitter. So you just believe this is what you need. Yeah, that's what you need. That's why we boil it, actually.
Okay. Look at that. Let me see if I'm trying to see if I can cheat.
Yeah, you can.
But it's not cheat, it's just maybe this way now it makes it
faster and easier.
Easier for me to go. Wow, this is hot though. This is hot. Okay, let's take a look at the menu. We still have some things to show you. Let's take a look at the menu for today. We have salt, we have bomo, we have pepper, we have palm oil, crayfish, tomatoes, smoked fish, garden eggs, dried prawns, seasoning cubes, and Yep, and of course we have kpanla. I don't know. So I was talking to someone, this was just yesterday, and the person was yabbing kpanla. That fish, that cheap fish is not sweet. It's the cheapest fish in the market and all that. I was like, are you okay? Is something wrong with you? Is it by expense? Or is it by being expensive? I love kpanla fish. So we should not, you know.
Kpanla is a very good fish. It's
it is,
very,
right?
very good, yes.
Oh, I always knew that fish, there's something special about that fish.
You know Nigerians, if it's not expensive, it's not good to them.
It's not good. They think that. So, have you heard of scumbia? Oh, give me five. I see better person here, not some people that will go here. I can go. You don't know the difference of things. You go and ask for mackerel. Who knows what's mackerel? They'll be looking at you.
Mackerel is Titus fish now.
Go there and tell them. When you tell somebody you want to buy sucumbia, they know, this one, you know what you are saying.
That means you know how to cook. You know how to cook very well.
Where do you hear that from? I know how to cook in my mind very well. No, actually do know. You know, just that sometimes I don't like, showing myself to myself. So, cooking is an art, I must say. It's an art, and
it is.
You guys are doing a great job. Also, it's about the most essential thing in life, man. We all have to eat, so knowing how to cook is very, very...
Basic survival skill.
I'm telling you, Abi. But then it's relative. I found out that some foods, some of these very, very high class, they do some things and you taste it and you don't feel, you don't feel the taste and all that. And they're telling you that, it's relative. Knowing how to cook is relative. So, But hey, come on, we're still getting this. We'll still get to show you some part because we had to spend some time doing this. We still have a little bit of more things to show you. But then we'll take this break now. We're going to be back with the third lap of the show.
So finally, January is coming to an end. It's the final week. Even though you still have to wait till Friday.
But at least...
You still have to wait all the way till Friday.
But this January was quite fast. But when it got to like 26 and 24, people now start hearing that.
Pull the brakes.
So, people are not like, this January fast. January, I say, I want to show myself. Yeah, calm down.
Yeah,
but hey, come on.
Slow down a little bit. Come
on. So it's almost a month gone in 2020 already. Like, we just have 11 more months.
Just 11 more months, and it'll be Christmas again.
10 months to Christmas.
Yeah.
So, well, with all the time that you have, just do what you can to make a difference. Because, well, hey, come on. Time is not really promised as much as you think it can. We'll stay up to 10,000 years. Just do the best with the time that you have. My name is Mike Mesikeno.
And I'm Yomi Opi. Get online right now. Stream with us. We're at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Send in your comments. We would like to hear from you. Kindly use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC to interact with us on Facebook, Instagram, or on Twitter.
Now, if you haven't yet, you should download our mobile app and you can watch us from anywhere in the world. Just search TVC Connect app on any app store.
Yeah, definitely. Let's get straight to what we have left. While I'm so much interested with what Isioma is doing there, but we have Yomi Bosude of Autocentric Garage. He joins us on Auto Segment. He's going to talk to us on how to change a tire. So maybe you should really tune in for this one.
And today on Spoken Word, we have a multidisciplinary artist known, of course, who's also a singer, a rapper, dancer, and a spoken word artist. Miss Eva Johnson.
And then finally, we have Ayo Emakume of Coinbox Limited, a management consulting firm which provides business development and support to vast clientele of startups, of small, medium, growing, and large enterprises. He's the one on our SME segment, And Coinbox, I would like to find out what's unique about them.
Yeah, Coinbox.
I miss
Alright,
coins.
talking about coins, making money and stuff. You know today is Monday now.
Yeah.
Incidentally, today is Blue Monday.
Blue Monday.
Blue Monday. That Monday, you don't want to go to work. You don't want to do anything.
Oh,
You're already tired of the
But
game.
I know I've heard of Black Friday.
There's Blue Monday
and
as
Cyber
well.
Monday.
That's why they said Monday blues. That
Right,
moment
so
you're like,
is that why you're
oh,
wearing
but-
blue, the blue outfit?
I don't know.
I miss coins, you know.
I don't know.
I remember the first time 1 naira came out.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
You know,
the
when
big
the
1
1
naira
naira
coin.
coin,
Yeah.
you know,
the
when it
thick
was,
one.
yes, when it was changed from the notes
See old man.
to the coin and all that.
Yeah.
I was like,
I
wow.
feel so young.
It felt so good.
Fresh.
Really?
Yeah, with the 50
Felt
kobo
so
as well.
good. And,
I saw coins. I didn't
was
know when
heavy.
they came actually.
It was
I
heavy.
just know I saw
You know,
coins.
so it was, you know, we had, of course, the 10 kobo, the 5 kobo.
5 naira. I
you
remember
know.
5 naira coin.
Huh?
Abi? Was it 5 naira or 1 naira that was thick like this?
No. It's the
It
biggest
was 1
coin we
naira.
had was the 1 naira. Yeah, it's
So
not the thickest one.
it was really thick.
So there was a 50 kobo.
Then there was a
below
50 kobo
and-
that was thin, then like
Yeah.
with shapes like
An
this.
octagon.
Yes.
It was an octagon.
Okay, 5 naira was a note, one brown note like
Yes.
that.
No,
Still
the 1 naira
still-
was brownish. 5 naira is a little bit pinkish, reddish, pinkish. 1 naira is the brown one. The one that has Habat Macaulay.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, so it was a
yes.
switch from the note
dollars to-
to
yeah.
the coin. And coins are cool. I mean, if you hold 10 naira like this, your hand is that's
But
it.
Nigerians, they should calm down. If you
Well.
go to Europe, especially if you go to the UK, you will spend these coins.
Oh,
They
yeah,
want to
I
give you
mean-
change. You collect your change in coins. They won't give you in fact, in most cases, they prefer giving you in coins than giving you paper.
In fact, there was a time I was counting the coins that I had in my house, foreign coins from London.
Yeah.
And I discovered that I had about...
A fortune.
Well, 60 pounds
That's a
in
lot.
coins.
In coins. So
And
and
in
then you can
pens,
use them for vending machines.
Yeah.
Exactly. You
Ticketing some places. You know, there are places
You
that
can actually get around
The
with that.
supermarkets.
You can
You
get
want-
around with that amount. I mean, for probably
Yeah.
a day or two.
If not
if you're
even
in the
more.
UK,
If
yeah.
not even more, definitely. If not
Coins
even
is
more.
life. Oh. We need to get back to that thing. It
coins,
was also
right?
fun. You know, when you play coins.
You were playing with your coins?
Don't say it. Don't say
All
it
right.
too loud.
Let's head over to the news now.
I don't stand.
Ibrahim Star.
I didn't even know what to say. There is another attack by Boko Haram insurgents in Borno State. This time, 2 female suicide bombers attacked a mosque in Goza, killing a 12-year-old boy and injuring 13 others. The female bombers tried to force their way into the mosque during the early morning prayers before some persons in the neighborhood raised the alarm. Some residents suspect that the suicide bombers might have infiltrated the town during a wedding which held at the palace of the Emir of Goza on Saturday. Police authorities in the state say the area has been cordoned off while soldiers from 192 Battalion have been deployed there. Borno State has been the worst hit in the resurgence of Boko Haram attacks in the northeast. More cases and deaths from Lassa fever are being recorded, and the virus is spreading to other parts of the country. The latest being Osun, Kogi and Jigawa states, other Kaduna, Ogun, Edo, Bauchi, Borno, Enugu, Ondo, Kano, Delta, Plateau and Taraba states, taking the death toll to at least 25 persons. In Kogi State, the Federal Medical Center Lokoja has confirmed 3 cases of Lassa fever with 1 death in the last 1 week. Head of the clinical services, Bernard Ododo, says 5 suspected cases were reported, out of which 3 tested positive. 2 persons have been transferred to Irua Specialist Hospital in Edo, while officials are awaiting the result of the other person. In Jigawa State, a doctor has been diagnosed with a virus and is now being treated at the Isolated Infectious Disease Control Unit at Jahun Hospital. Acting Permanent Secretary of the State Ministry of Health, Salisu Moazu, says 11 other persons are being closely monitored in Benin Kudu local government area. And in Osun State, a patient hospitalized in Wesley Guild Hospital, Elisha, has tested positive and has been moved to the Federal Medical Center or for further treatment. Another person who is on admission at Obafemi Awolowo Teaching Hospital, Ile-Ife, is also suspected to be carrying the virus. And shortly after the declaration of results in Imo State, a tragedy occurred after an operative of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps shot the senatorial candidate of the Action Alliance in the Imo North Senatorial District, Ndubuisi Emenike. The incident took place during a victory party for the APC candidate, Miriam Onoha, who was announced winner of the rerun election in Okigwe North Federal Constituency. The NSCDC officer who was attached to the AA senatorial candidate escorted him to the victory party and was shooting consistently into the air when he mistakenly shot his boss. The victim fell unconscious and was rushed to the hospital where he was confirmed dead. The number of people killed by coronavirus in China has risen to 80, with almost 3,000 confirmed ill. Wuhan in Hubei, which is the source of the outbreak, is on lockdown, and several cities have imposed travel bans. The overall number of confirmed cases in China is 2,744, while more than 300 are critically ill. Another 41 cases have been confirmed abroad, including Thailand, the United States, and Australia. There have been no deaths outside China. The coronavirus causes severe acute respiratory infection, and there is no specific cure or vaccine. 2 new makeshift hospitals are being built in Wuhan, and factories are rushing to produce masks and protective clothing. That's it on Wake Up Nigeria today. Bye now.
You just caught us at the right time. Our fish is already going into the oil. Whoa, that looks good. The panla and the smoked mackerel is going in, eh? I just wish there was some sukuya to round it up. But hey, I love that. Oh, fried with palm oil is bliss. See the way the thing is just assimilating the oil. All right, good, great one. Okay, so do we allow that to fry a bit, or we just start getting the other things in?
Add the rest in.
Okay, so what's that now? That's
pepper and crayfish.
The pepper and crayfish,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's the next thing going in. Okay, wonderful. And then tomatoes
and onion.
And onions. This is taking shape now. It's coming full circle. Taking shape. Okay. All right. Some of you are excited already. Okay, then we have the garlic egg sauce will come last, right?
No, it will come.
It will come now. Okay. Yeah. There's also our akpomo, and then there's our prawns. Which of them will come last? The prawns will come last. So that's basically it, right? Garlic egg sauce will come in next, and then of course we'll finalize with akpomo and prawns. Wonderful. You'll get to see the finished product. Okay. I like. Do you have a time limit for how long this should go? How long we should?
Everything should just go for like 10 minutes.
Okay, good. While we're doing that, let's head over to the garden and learn how to change our tires. Okay.
That's garden egg sauce. Hell, I know quite well that Yomi has just been celebrating all the way. All right, welcome to the garden. It's time for us to talk auto stuff. Yes, we have Yomi, boss today of Auto Centric Garage, and today he'll be teaching us how to change our tire.
Yes.
I know that is something so many people think it's not such a big deal. They take it for granted. It's not just to change tire. So today you're going to show us the art to changing it the right way.
Yes, the
art. Okay, so let's get started.
Great. So we're assuming this is a flat tire here, right?
Yeah.
And you need to get your tools out. Now, your tools, of course, will be in the boot of your car. Give me a second, let me get that out.
Normally, it should be in the boot of your car. I know some people will put their tools in the back seats, which I find really weird. But it's safer, particularly if you carry, a passenger.
Yes.
It can be really dangerous to have tools like this lying around. Okay.
So you have your jack.
Okay.
And your wheel spanner.
Okay.
This also works with the jack.
Okay.
So in this car now, you have to take your wheel cover out, and there you go. You have all the studs in place there.
Okay.
So you quickly position this in the right space over here, real fast. Remember, you're probably in a space that's not very good or safe.
Especially on even roads. This is kind of like smooth, but some aren't at all.
So smooth. Now, once you lock your jack in the right space, there's a space you're meant to have it done. You slacken this real fast.
Okay.
Now you're going to go anti-clockwise.
Okay, so you have to slacken this before you do anything else.
Yes, so it makes it easy. So you go anti-clockwise. You go
anti-clockwise.
Anti-clockwise.
Anti-clockwise as well. There we go.
There you go. Slacken.
This looks like a tire that has been changed like
recently.
as recently as a month.
Another thing you need to remember is your caution sign. Remember, you need to alert other road users.
Yes, that's true.
So
that's
you
true.
get
You don't want anybody bashing.
running into you. So that's your caution sign. You have it properly set.
Okay.
And you
so
place
you
it
put it at
a few meters behind you.
Yes.
And remember, it's there, so you don't leave it when you leave.
Yeah.
So
Most people leave it when they leave.
They will just forget because they're in a hurry and they need to get to TVC work on time. So once you have this,
then you just. So the car is coming up now. So how do you know you've reached? This is fine.
This is fine.
This is fine. Okay.
The means you're able to let the tire can wiggle out easily.
Okay. So as long as the tire is hanging, it's ready to go.
It's fine. Now remember, it's going to be a flat tire.
Yeah. So you have to
take it up properly.
Higher. Okay.
And you then do your anti-clockwise. Okay. Move. Take out all the wheel nuts.
Okay.
Have your spare tire close by.
Okay.
Install. Tighten a bit.
Okay.
Then drop.
Now, there's something I've observed. For some cars, when you want to change the tire, it seems as if the screw is somehow bent or something, so it can be a struggle to change it. What's the cause of that?
Sometimes you have worn out studs. Now, let me show you what I mean. Let me take out one of these.
So sometimes you have worn out studs?
Yeah, these studs here.
Oh, how? How do they get worn out?
Maybe time and age, you know, wear and tear basically wears them out. Or you might have a bad wheel nut.
Oh, okay.
When you look, you realize that it's got threads in it.
Yeah.
So when these threads go bad, you might have difficulty taking them off.
But what about when they are bent? Like, you know, sometimes you see screws, like normally it should be screwed on, right?
Yeah.
But then it does seem like instead of being screwed on tight like this, it's kind of like to the side. Is there a reason for that?
Whoever worked on it last didn't screw them in properly.
Okay. And that's dangerous.
Very dangerous. Because danger will be when you want to then take them off, you might have a lot of difficulty doing that. You understand? You might have a lot of difficulty doing that.
Okay, so that's one thing to watch out for.
Yeah.
Now, when you're trying to screw it on properly, especially so as to avoid what we just talked about, can you show us how to do that?
Okay, so now ensure it lays in properly without a force. Just let it stay in. See how easy it is? In fact, you can literally slide it down yourself.
Okay. So you just keep on.
So we've assumed we'll put the new tire in now, the spare tire, and you can do this. See how easy? So you can do that for all 5.
Then you now
then you drop.
Clockwise. Oh, you have to drop first.
After doing that, you then drop.
Okay.
Now the reason for dropping it is quite simple. I will show you that in a jiffy.
Okay. So what's the reason? Because we have to move on.
Okay, great. Now the reason is it has to be on the hard surface to tighten the wheel nuts again.
Okay.
To maximum
torque. So you get
torque.
it right. Aha.
So now, you see, if it was suspended, you won't be able to do this to its maximum.
Oh, okay. That's one way to know that it's tightly bolted.
Properly bolted.
Okay.
So on that note, that's how you change your tire.
That's how you change your tires.
It
does seem easy peasy, doesn't it?
ABC.
It makes it look ABC. I've never changed a tire in my entire life. I've just provided the tools. I'm ashamed to say that. But hey, we're joining Yomi now. Time for us to talk SME.
Very nice. I mean, I've been having this conversation with a very interesting person, and I hope my producer will bring her back so we can have a proper engagement, because she does many different things. She's a singer, she's a rapper, and she's a spoken word artist. She's multidisciplinary, if you know what that means. Anyway, her name is Miss Eva Johnson. And her art is wide. I mean, she already has an album with different things, music, rap, and also spoken word in it. And today she's going to be giving us a rendition of How Do You Feel? And then some other time we'll probably have a sit down with her to find out more about her. Anyway, if you want to find out, she's on Instagram at Miss Eva Johnson. Are you ready for us?
I am.
Let's do it.
All right. The piece is titled How You Feel, and it goes, how you feel it in your soul. Tell me how the tropics got so cold. Say how you feel it when your love turns full. Turn back upon the tropics and got so cold. How you feel it in your soul. Tell me how the tropics got so cold. Say how you feel it when your love turns full. Turn back upon the tropics and got so cold. How you feel it, I'm back and I'm about to get it. I speak a word and I'm in it, could spit it all in a minute. I heard you a bigot, a racist, a mass misogynist. That should look around your world and tell me there's no God in this. Ha! There's no God in this. I feel sorry for you. Since you're such a baby, let me help you tie your shoe. Lace, your practicals are surely misplaced. I'm chewing up your theories, about to blow it in your face. Blow it in your face, it's a bubble gum feeling. I see you twiddle dee, twiddle double dom chillin'. Think 'cause I'm a lady that I'm no more than a cat, you're a mess. Can't you tell that I'm a lioness? Hop, strut, sway. I'm a lioness and I do it my way. I'm a lioness, yes. You can see it from my main chick. Never side, no sweet potato. You can keep your super story, Tony Tomato. Pulling down all of your defenses, no NATO. See, I was 506, now I'm 10 over 10 now. As the levels done change, so how you feel it in your soul. Tell me how the tropics got so cold. Say how you feel it when your life turns full. Turn back upon the tropics and got so cold. How you feel it in your soul. Tell me how the tropics got so cold. Say how you feel it when your life turns full. Turn back upon the tropics and got so cold. How you feel it? I'm back like I never left. Rhyming crazy like Yaba left. So right I could never left behind. My story, my people, my time, but I'm always forging forward, pushing daily through the grime. And here's the prayer of a true Nigerian. Say, dear Lord, hallowed be your name. I'm doing everything I can not to go insane. Don't the greedy feel the shame when my people feel the pain? Apparently not, because here we go again with the wise underrated, the foolish celebrated, the hooligans cashing checks, the holy can't pay their debts. It's getting rather intense, all this lack of common sense. My people lose their life without a sentence. I'm tempted to give up, give in, throw in the towel, but I gotta keep it wrapped, cause I'm expecting the shower, yeah. I'm expecting the shower, yeah.
Well, it's now time for our SME segment, and Ayo Makiome of Conbox, which is a management consulting firm that provides business development and support to vast clientele of startups, small, medium, growing and large enterprises, cooperative societies, groups, associations, different things like that. And basically, the company creates support ideas and solutions. And of course, the CEO is joining us this morning. Thank you so much for for joining us on the show. Talk to us about Coinbox. You know, usually you have all this fancy
names,
literature that you put on your website, so you don't really know what the company does at the end of the day. So talk to us about what Coinbox does for SMEs.
Well, what we do is that we support the SME value chain. From when you have a business idea or when you want to start your business to every other area of your business. From maybe you want to expand, we are there to support you. Maybe you want to hire new staff. What we do basically, we call ourselves business doctors. So it is when you're in front of us, we are able to now diagnose and know what exactly is your challenge as a business. And then what we do is now profile solutions, and if you allow us, support you in implementing that to ensure your business is successful at that stage. Because every business is like a human being, right? Where you had headache today, it doesn't mean you won't have headache tomorrow. It's just that what caused the headache today might be you had no money. While tomorrow, the problem that is giving you the headache might be too much money.
So, right, and where to put it.
Yes, and where to put it.
So one of the things that I know, I mean, a company like Coinbox would have encountered a lot of businesses since inception, and a lot of different businesses who have come to you, for different points or the other. What would you say in Nigeria is the most common problem? So I like that you said businesses are like human beings. So what's the most common problem that people present when they come to you as a business, either a small business or a growing business?
Well, the major issue for every business that I have seen is the human factor. So as various as the human beings are, so are the problems that they come up with. Because sometimes, because no matter however you look at it, it's the human being. A business might come, they have a great business plan, they are running it effectively and efficiently. So you wonder what's going on. You now, take a test, take a survey, look at it, you find out probably is the owner of the business that is killing the business.
Right.
Because of his character, his attitude, or then sometimes it might be that they didn't. Then the second one is the fact of lack of structure or having a strategic plan. So based on that, everybody is every day for itself. The issue is, let's run the business. But that is not how any business should be run.
Right.
So it's just a simple solution of providing a basic structure.
So human problems are basically
are the major issues.
So back to Coinbox. You started this organization how many years ago?
Well, we registered the business in 2008, but we started the business effectively 2013.
13, okay, so 7 years now.
Yes, 7 years down the road.
Obviously, I mean, the test of your expertise is in how you run your own business, obviously. So how has it been for Coinbox as a business from where you started in 2013 to where we are now, 2020, 7 years later?
I would say it has also been the same issue. I have found out that more often than not, the best solution for any business is for you, the driver, to improve on yourself. So when I started as a one-man business, we've gone up, we've come down. We've gone up, we've come down. And each time, I needed to get better at something. So and each time I get better at that thing, the business gets better. It's about learning and becoming better as a person, in your relationships, in your leadership, and in your business knowledge. And so each time I do that, I get better, I improve, and I pass that on to my staff. And they get better, and of course, the business gets better. So
I like that you mentioned staff. What's the most critical quality that you look for in people? So I know that, you meet people a lot, in different spheres of life, different businesses and all of that. But if you were looking to hire, whether it's a young person or someone who's an expert, what's the most important quality that you would look for?
The most important quality for me has always been the attitude, because the skill can be learned. But if you have an attitude that is negative to our business culture as a company, then you can't work with us, no matter how knowledgeable you are. If you have a PhD, but if your attitude doesn't fit our culture, then automatically there will be crisis.
Right.
So that's what I always look for. The first thing, what is it about this person in the person's attitude? Will it fit my company culture? If it is, then I'll take you irrespective of how you are, because every other thing can be brushed out.
And that's the advice you would also give small business owners as well. So if I was a one-man business and I'm looking to hire my first person, like this is the first person that's going to join me in my small office, attitude is the most important thing.
Yes, but if I was one getting the person for you, I'll check your attitude first.
As the Oga.
Yes, as the Oga. But if you are the crazy type, I can't give you a fellow crazy person to work with you.
Yeah.
Because the office will become a zoo full of wild animals.
Exactly. We'll then end up beating each other. So if the person is aggressive, you want to hire
someone that will balance it.
That'll create a balance, a calm person. I like that. I think more people should call you up and say, look, Coinbox,
in fact,
I'm having a crisis. you need to come and address a few issues in my business as well. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. I've learned a thing or two, and I know that people watching now also will probably be giving you a call later on or send you a DM and saying, Coinbox.
We look forward to that.
You guys. So you guys support small businesses?
Small, medium, and we have some large companies in our books, but majorly 90% are the small businesses.
Wow. Anyway, thank you so much. We're heading to the kitchen now. I don't know whether you were informed, but usually we'll have our special guests on Mondays like this. They also have the extra task of tasting our food. So our chef has been hard at work all morning, and I'm going to be taking you into the kitchen now. So
now that I look forward to that.
Okay, exactly. So please come with me. And it's healthy as well. What Mike...
interesting.
There's a lot you were saying. The latter part of what you were saying, Yomi, I wasn't... Is this just simple food? You are telling Mr. Coinbox that there's food simple when you were going about. Hey, come on.
That's it. You're welcome, sir. And this is it. So, very healthy food. It's garden egg sauce. So this one, there is no, even if you are fasting, this one is not like food.
Oh, this is not simple food. This is the food.
I hope you're not fasting. Are you fasting?
No.
Okay.
Okay,
so
please
that
dig
means,
into it.
That means you can try it.
Have a taste.
Yeah. Have a taste.
Well done, chef.
So, yeah, Chef Ishoma, while he's doing that, can you just tell us how we finally came up to this?
Okay, so we used garden egg, tomato, pepper,
I can see
dried prawn, banla, smoked fish, pomo, seasoning cube, and salt.
The consistency of the pomo is just, it's not too soft, it's not too strong. It's just that crunchy type. You see the middle.
There's no pomo in my own, no?
I'm sure there is.
Okay, I found it. I found it. I was wondering.
The pomo is a scarce resource now, you know.
It is.
You see that?
So what do you think?
The right texture.
Ah!
You know, there's some pomo, you bite it, your teeth starts running away. But this one now,
very nice. Excellent
very
work.
nice to the mouth. Very
Excellent
nice.
work, chef.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are too much.
Thank you.
So if you want this kind of combo, me and Chef Isioma, just let us know. Our Instagram handle.
Sure.
What's the Instagram handle, please?
Isinene.
Isinene.
Yes.
All right.
Isinene on Instagram.
It's me and you now, not. I'll do the tasting for all of them.
No problem.
All right. It's been a wonderful time. A big shout out to everyone who was a part of the show.
Yeah, it's been excellent. Big thank you to Homely NG for the kitchen accessories. Chef Isioma, well done. Thank you so much, Mr. Ayo, for joining us on the show this morning.
Thank you. Tomorrow is another day. Be sure to join us then. Have a great day.
All right.
Oh,
Fantastic week.
This